Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to check out a brand new vehicle. This is the 2024 Lexus TX350. It's the all-wheel drive luxury, finished off in cloudburst gray, and the MSRP is just over $70,000. Now there's a few different trim levels that you can go with for this brand new TX model. And underneath the hood, they are powered by a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine. This is paired to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it pumps out 275 horsepower, 317 pound-feet of torque. Sent through that all-wheel drive system, it will propel this 4,700-pound SUV from 0 to 60 in around 7 seconds. Top speed is 112. And as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking right around 20 in the city, 26 out on the highway. Now, this is a 3-row SUV from Lexus that is a competitor to the Tahoe or the Suburban. And so we have a very nice luxury focused 3-row SUV. Now you'll notice up front that it doesn't have that newer style from Lexus. It still retains that hourglass design grille, but it is very, very faint because there's no actual outline on this model. This brushed aluminum piece is also new just underneath the sensor, and the Lexus badge is now up top. It is not the actual sensor in the grille. We still have the forward-facing camera, all the parking sensors, and then the headlight housings are actually different as well. Still retaining LEDs for everything, of course, but the upper section here is much different. Usually the DRL and turn signal comes to a crisp point, just like you see right here, but now we have a little bit different of a design for the housing. There's also some lights that are hidden down below, more cutouts in the lower section too. And then the hood lines are also different. So they come up to the top here. Everything is a little bit more subtle and kind of understated compared to some of the newer Lexus models that are available. Now on the side, this has a set of 20-inch wheels, very nice multi-spoke design to them. This has body colored side mirrors with the camera and turn signal, full moonroof up top. Roof racks are currently installed on this model too. And there's very nice lines and proportions for this vehicle. Being stretched for a 3-row, it has a nice design to it. Now this also has the body colored spoiler, third brake light with the wiper blade. There's LED taillights with the LED bar that runs right through the middle. And this TX350 can also tow right around 5,000 pounds. Now, as we work our way to the cargo space now, they do also make a TX500. That is the F Sport model that you can go with if you want a little bit more power. Now, the third row is currently up at the moment, and this is the amount of space that you get in the back. It is surprisingly large. Very nice to see. You can have this packed full of people and still have room for all of your items in the back. Now, we have the one-touch buttons in order to put the third row down. So simply just give them that one touch and they will go down. So they are not manual. You do have to wait for them to go down, but you can also do that from the second row too if you need to do that. And now you can see just how much more space there is with that third row down. You can also opt for captain's chairs for that second row if you'd like to. This one currently has that bench style seating, as you can see. So definitely plenty of space. Lexus did a great job with this all new vehicle in third row. So up top we have the traditional buttons. Liftgate will close fairly quickly. But let's take a look at these back seats now. So for the door panel, we have the leather, very nice material just above that. There's the adjustable sunshade too, Mark Levinson for the audio, and storage down below. And then we have more of the leather and Alcantara for these seats. Now the second row moves forwards and backwards. You can recline and incline them. You can also fold them flat too if you need a little bit more storage. And then you can push on that headrest button there to hop into the back. Now at 5'10", I have plenty of space. I would not complain if I had to ride around in the back. Seats again move forwards and backwards so you can accommodate your leg room. We have a lot of storage. You can recline and incline these. There's USBs so you can charge electronics, even climate vents up top too, and very large windows. So I don't have any issues with hopping into that third row. It's really not all that hard to get out either. But if we slide the seat back now, we can make our way to the second row where again, plenty of space. There's storage pockets. We have heated seats, all of your climate adjustments, USB-Cs, and even a little bit of storage. And then right in the middle, you just have the armrest and 2 cup holders. This middle seat does not fold down, but you can also get the captain chairs like I mentioned earlier if you need a little bit more space. You do lose the 1 seat in the middle, but just depends on your preference. Door panel up front is exactly like the rear. And then we have the beautiful front seats. But let's fire this up so we can go over everything on the interior. All of this is fairly new technology from Lexus, but it's not brand new. We have the solid leather steering wheel, paddle shifters too. On this right side, these will go through the gauge cluster, but you also notice them pop up on the head-up display. So you can see that we are on the following distance, you have mode, and then there's also your adaptive cruise mode and your lane tracing assist. But when you push on these, you can also go through some of the information within the gauge cluster. So I just have to push on mode now, and now we can activate those to go through these 3 different displays. So it just depends on what you would like to see. It's not too configurable, but it's nice that you do have a few different options. And then on the left side, there's volume, and the rest of these are for tuning, your Bluetooth, and your voice commands. Now there's a little bit of storage to the left, memory seats, fuel cap, and liftgate release, 1 air vent. And then right in the middle, there's navigation along with audio, you have phone. You can also go through your different driving modes, and you have some other information that you can go into, along with a lot of different settings. So you can configure everything as needed. Underneath that, there's heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. You can get into your climates. You can get into frequently used. You have your convenience, your driving modes, all of the driver assistance that you can quickly go into. You can adjust the rears there, and then fan speed, where you like the air to go. Temperature is in that lower section. There's also a physical button for power and volume for the radio, defrosters too. This gets parallel parking and that 360-degree view. So you can push on that button to take a look at this before you start moving. Lots of auxiliaries underneath that, wireless charging, 12 volt, and some hidden storage space. And then take a look at this. These cup holders are actually removable. Simply just push on unlock, and now you have a little bit more storage. When you want to use them again, you can lock them back into place. So if we put this into reverse now, there is the backup camera. Drive is in the opposite direction, and then the manual setting is just by pulling it straight back. There's also the auto hold and e-brake, traction control, an off-road setting, downhill assist, and the engine start stop. And then we have a split design for the center armrest there. Plenty of space in the glove box too, more Alcantara just above that. And this even gets that digital rear view camera. Sunglass holder is behind that, and then we have the dome lights and all the controls for both the sunshade and the sunroof itself. And then you have plenty of visibility over both shoulders. And now in the manual setting from second gear, here we go. The paddles are surprisingly responsive, which is nice to see. This isn't a vehicle geared towards having to use them. But if you needed to use them for whatever reason, maybe you are towing and you just want to hold a gear in order to get through whatever section you are in, they are beneficial and they are there, but super responsive for this style vehicle. But now from the driver's seat for the all new TX350, looks identical to pretty much all the other brand new Lexus models, so it would be hard for you to tell apart any differences. The one minor difference that I will point out is the fact that we have 3 USB-Cs up front. I believe there's around 7 total in this model. I think that's the most from any Lexus model, so that way everyone has a spot to charge, which is nice to see. But aside from that, everything else is virtually identical. Rides and drives just like you would expect a Lexus to do, except now we have a little bit more space. And with the driving modes, I've played with them a little bit. I was just in the 500, like I said. It really just modulates your throttle response. So eco mode, you really have to give it some more acceleration in order for the response to kick in, but that's what it is designed for. And of course, you can put it into sport mode where you have a little bit more of a touchy throttle. So again, just depends on how you want to drive for the day and what you are doing with your car. Let's give it one last acceleration. as we merge to catch back up to traffic here. Seems pretty adequate. I would personally probably opt for the 500, but that's just personal preference. This seems very fine for this type of vehicle and what it has to offer. But that is going to wrap it up for the all-new 2024 Lexus TX350. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this all-new 3-row SUV for me today. Check out their website, give this video a huge thumbs up, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.